Well, Potts, Ronnie posting that question. If you look at the form of all three of these guys, they're all going to be on their forehand on this wedge. It's a completely different playing field from what they had to deal with at Super Tubos all week long. Starting with Vasco, he's the local boy. He definitely has surfed every beach break in Portugal. It was raining so hard, it was actually really challenging just to see the sets, but he looked so comfortable in the shifty conditions. Looks like we might get our first wave of the day. It's going to go to Jeremy Flores. Little wedge off the jetty. Sets up a first turn off the top, nice and strong. Bottom turn, full wrap, keeping that high line, coming down to the inside corner, a big float. And he pulls that one off. Now starting to see the gems that Travis Logie was watching earlier this morning. A fun little venue to take care of round 4 here.
I love wedge waves. I mean, that was just a little idea of what's to come through this afternoon. The higher that tide gets, the more refraction we will get off that wall. And we're going to see some great big floaters, some big snaps.
And now getting shoved down the line on the wedge. Now into the money part of the wave. Attacking it off the top is Vasco Ribeiro. That chip shot is still shoving him down the line, and he'll end up going down. So you see Flores will be getting his first wave. Now Keanu Asing's in position. Vasco wearing the red. Doesn't mean he's the high seed. We don't reseed in round 4. We just follow the draw. Beach isn't going to be packed like the other days. These guys are kind of all alone now, just dealing with the elements. 25-minute mark, we'll see Keanu Asing get his first wave. Clean little inside wedge. Nice tight first jam. Deep off the bottom. Throws it vertically but loses the second turn.
Yeah, you're going to have that sideways bump that sort of creases through the wave, so you've got to make sure you're on the right side of it. If not, it's going to feel like you're going backwards, so timing really important to make sure you get in front of that. It'll actually give you a little bit of extra speed as well, sort of almost like a slingshot into those little wedges. So saw a little bit of that on Jeremy Flores' opening wave.
There's a lot of different versions of this, like you're saying, around the world. I think California has them, Australia has them, Costa Rica has a crazy one where you just have to time the side wave with the wedge that is coming from out the back. Let's check out Jeremy's wave, Potts.
Hey, good solid wave too. I mean, this wave does have a lot of power in it. Beautiful opening turn right there, and you can see that wave is growing as it comes down through the inside. Now it starts to stand up for Jeremy, and that's what we're going to see, a lot of that kind of stuff right there. Critical floater to finish things off. So Jeremy Flores, a 6.0 on his opening wave. Vasco Ribeiro 2.5, and Keanu just a 177.
You can see the panel just setting the scale. A couple of judges went as high as 6.5. So a clean 6.0 start for the surfer from France who grew up coming down here in the junior series. Very comfortable here in Portugal and turning in one of his best years in a long time. Looking strong and dangerous, not just in barrels, but on the open face. He's definitely been performing. This is Keanu working down the line. Messy little section to float, and he'll bomb drop off the top. He'll board will pop up, and it's still in one piece. He's back to business now.
Wave selection, Joe, as you said, is going to be very important.
Now watching this insider, Keanu Asing without priority. He's trying to get a rhythm going on this wedge. Hacks it off the top. He's hung up, and Keanu goes down. So Keanu Asing still in third, chasing a wave that'll let him wind up. That full rotation he did the other day against John was incredible. Is he showing any pressure? How does he look?
Super comfortable, just ready to go, hanging out with the family and his girlfriend, and looks like he's focused. So, it actually does look like he's got a little bit more of a serious edge to it, but, as you would coming into this, really knowing that the game is on and you have a title shot, you might as well get down, buckle in, and get ready.
Thank you, Strider. As we catch up to Keanu Asing, finding a wave that lets him run down the line as he's still looking for a finishing move. Little off the top jam on that inside corner, and it'll open up again. Decides to hop out of there. So Keanu staying active underneath the priority of Flores and Ribeiro, and will turn in his best number. But great read from Strider downstairs. A pretty quiet scaffolding that we have on hand.
He looks a little lonely down there.
Yeah.
But that was a good little wave there from Keanu Asing. Great, and that's what you got to do. Third priority. Looks like jet ski assist is in effect as well. So Keanu just playing that patient game, sitting inside, letting Vasco and Jeremy control the lineup with that third priority, which means you're third in line. So why not keep busy? And that's exactly what he's done. Only needing a small score in the 4-point range to get himself into the lead. So Jeremy, here he goes.
Already has a 6.0. Former pipe master has a classic wedge. A lot of speed. Here comes the open face hook. Nice carve. Quick rip vertically on the end section, but that wedge from the jetty takes him out by the heels. Good for one move to back up the 6.0. Now Vasco on the next one. Bottom drops out. Now he's into the good part of the wedge. Hammers it off the top. Holds the bottom turn. Little wrap into the pocket. Looking for more on the inside. Front side float, but he goes down in the flats.
Wow, he was on his way to a good score right there, Joe. You can see that wedge. He started off behind it, but kind of knew exactly what he was looking for. Timing it, coming from behind, just absolutely nailing it right in that little hook, and he was on his way to a good score there had he not fallen at the end of that one.
Always the theme.
Yep.
That one year went mobile about 4 times as we look at Keanu's last wave.
Yeah, Keanu, this was a little insider, so nice little start right here, just biding his time. That's what you got to do with these wedge waves. Wait for it to stand up and then make sure you connect. This one just kept giving and kept reforming, kept pushing down the line. Keanu just stuck with it, and it looks like he's going to get himself back into the heat with this wave right here. This is what he did against John. Just stayed patient, a couple of little mistakes early, but then capitalized. Jeremy takes off on a bigger set wave, a little cleaner. Beautiful opening maneuver right there, just jamming it straight up through the lip again, and then as you said, that whitewater ball just knocked him off his feet from behind, so got to be aware of that. Vasco Ribeiro, this opening turn is beautiful right here in the pocket. That's what you got to do right there. A lot of power involved in this young kid surfing, and we've seen a little bit of it. Can he go even further through the draw? Bit of a mistake right there. He was on his way to an excellent score. So much power he puts into his turns right here, both Vasco and Frederico Moraes, both very powerful young men coming from Portugal. They're obviously surfing a lot of waves of consequences, some slabs, there's big barreling waves, Nazare just down the beach. And Vasco Ribeiro and Frederico Moraes showing that they've got the rail game to match the top surfers in the world.
Little wave setting up for Keanu Asing now. Best wave, the 483. Challenging takeoff. He'll try to iron it out front. Quick little snap to reset down the line, and he's over it. That one going a little bit gutless as he was trying to improve on a 177. Jeremy had the 6.0, 2.7 on his last since he fell on his finishing move. So you can see the challenge at hand, just being on the right waves out the back. Watching Vasco's last wave, did you see any similarities in style to Tiago Pires? We'll watch him again as he's up live. Big bottom turn, throwing a lot of spray on that first hack in the pocket. Jams it off the top again, looking to finish. Third maneuver, punches out that end section. And now Vasco creating some space on the inside. He'll get out of there. He's looking to better a 2.5, only needed a 4.78 for the lead.
You see a lot of similarities, Joe. I mean, Tiago, not really renowned for his air game, more powerful, more that back foot surfer where he just, big snaps in the pocket. So I'm seeing a lot of that, a lot of influence from Tiago on both Frederico and Vasco.
Jeremy up and out, just stepping off there. He'll lose priority. Keanu Asing now holding first priority at the moment, but now showing Vasco and Frederico's game, making it this far in a CT. For Vasco, his first time ever surfing on this kind of stage. Under pressure is doing quite well. Here comes Flores, the leader of the Euro Force. Big jam off the roof, airdrops. End section approaching and cleans it up with a tidy little forehand hack off the top.
Well, that was interesting. Underneath priority. Managed to sneak that one in there. I think Keanu just a little bit too far out. Jeremy Flores sneaking that one in. Big vertical snap, critical drop on that first turn right there. Just took his time. You don't want to try and fit too much in. Just make sure you concentrate on those big, couple of big turns. Make sure you connect properly with them, no mistakes. Tricky conditions, a lot of bump, a lot of lump on the face of the wave, so you've got to make sure you set that rail and connect with the lip.
That's right. Let's have another look.
Kind of bumpy on the beginning right here, but look how it stands up, and Jeremy right there could have nosedived really easy and then took his time on the second turn. So 2 solid turns there. The first one, definitely the money shot. Finished off nicely, what you got to do. You know what, too? It's kind of a man-made wave, isn't it? I mean, if that break wall wasn't there, we'd just get the very similar conditions of what we got out the front here. Just unruly victory at sea type stuff. With that break wall there, it gives us somewhere to hide a little bit. You can see after that squall, that wind has died off a bit, and it's looking a little bit more in control.
That's right. Coming up next, Italo Ferreira, Michel Perez, last year's world champ, Gabriel Medina, and the highest seed left in the draw to the top 34. We mentioned Medina's now new title chances with Fanning De Souza out in round 3, Julian Owen out in round 2.
Right, you went nowhere.
That was your assignment, to run down the beach. There's
Well,
people looking for you. As we watch this strider, we'll get back to you in a second. We've got a rider up in Jeremy Flores, deep off the bottom. Nice vertical snap into the closeout section and stomps it. Little claim from Flores, showing his strength. And his total out front looks solid already, 7.6, 6.0. Next wave setting up for Keanu Asing. A lot of board speed, knifes it vert off the top, more momentum into the closeout and hammers it. This thing's going to double up on him and take him down. But now Keanu's starting to heat up, turning in his best wave.
Yeah, definitely Keanu's best wave. But Jeremy Flores, I love the new Jeremy. He goes Vasco.
Ribeiro, little rip in the pocket, he'll go down. Remember, Vasco had the 6.67 before. Asing getting rid of a 1.77 with that last wave. And Flores, he had a kind of a similar looking ride before, a big 2-turn combo, but he's looking really consistent right now.
Well, that one felt good. Obviously, you don't see Jeremy claim too much, so a little bit of a fist pump there at the end of his ride. Looking to replace a 6.0. As I was saying before, I'm loving the new improved Jeremy Flores. He's got some good boards under his feet. He looks a lot more confident, a little bit more relaxed. As the boys take one on the head right there, but just, you know, approaching the wave better. You know, you can tell him he's taking his time. As he comes off the bottom right here, big snap in the pocket. And again, just perfect timing, connects with the lip nicely. A little bit of a fist pump right there. He could quite possibly easily be extending his lead over the other two. Keanu Asing, on the other hand, as you said, dropping down behind that little peak, comes around and jams it up through the lips. A beautiful first turn from Keanu. And again, maybe not as clean on that last turn there. Got to ride out of those if you want the big scores. Vasco Ribeiro, powerful on the back foot, just waiting for this wave to stand up. Now he jams it again in the pocket, and then that white water catches up with him and flicks the board out from under his feet, Joe.
So a solid little exchange as we head down to 5:25 on the clock in round 4, heat number 3. Waiting for scores from the last exchange. Just won the last event at France in an epic final against B. Durbridge. Remember, he had the final with Jeremy Flores in Tahiti. Flores acting as a spoiler a little bit in the title race, just taking a little bit of the points off of Medina in that final, making it really close. This is Keanu now. Solid end section, coming up a little too quick, so he hops out. These guys will get separated into round 5. Second place will be surfing in round 5, heat number 3. We'll see that round 4, heat number 3, the third place guy of this heat will go into the next matchup, so they won't see each other again unless they go into the quarterfinals. We've got a little wave setting up on the inside, and Keanu is just kind of taking this one into the beach. So now just kicking out of that one. Why was he on that wave, Potts?
I'm not sure. Maybe he thought he had less time than what he's got on the clock, 1 minute 45, so there's still plenty of time for him to get out there and get another wave.
You can see what happens down at all the venues at Carcavelos. They have some amazing events. Watching Keanu on the inside corner going for a punt. He'll fly away. And it looks like the Hawaiian is just going to be preparing for round 5. If he has to surf again today, he's got the advantage of getting a little experience out there.
Yeah, exactly, and it'll go a long way, that's for sure. Just working out which waves, you know, identifying the good ones. Jeremy Flores, though, I mean, he has turned his year around, that's for sure. A win at Chopu and now a quarterfinal result here. He's going into an event that he's won, the Pipe Masters. He's going to be feeling pretty confident once he hits Hawaii.
As we have Vasco with a chance with priority. And he paddles in, and that wave won't slingshot him into the wedge. It ends up backing off. And a quick high five to Jeremy Flores as we run out of time in round 4, heat number 3. Flores, a solid performance on this classic little wedge in the corner. Takes the bid win and goes straight to the quarterfinals. And now we'll wait to see who will go straight to quarterfinal number 4.